Right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutter's 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Yes, you are correct. That's what we'd say in Kansas. Down here, it's, yeah, you right. Let's do this thing. Corey Johnson with you on a Wednesday. This is just kind of mind-blowing, just the whole story today. I'm going to get into Junkett Cantrell grounded. That's the big story of the day, no doubt about it. Mayor pleading not guilty in federal court, released her own recognizance. 11 counts. Trial date set for November. Set for November of this year, I believe, which is kind of surprising. We'll talk with a couple of great guests. One coming up at 4:20, one coming up at 5:20. Joe Responti is going to join us in 15 minutes, 13 minutes from now. And Rafael Goyeneche in an hour and 13 minutes from now in the 5 o'clock powwow. So Joe Responti in a few minutes, Rafael Goyeneche in the 5 o'clock powwow. Joe Responti, New Orleans attorney, Rafael Goyeneche of the Metropolitan Crime Commission. We'll get their take on Junkett Cantrell being arraigned today in federal court. Russia shooting drones and missiles over Poland. Just Putin just taking advantage of a lame United States, sadly. But I had to lead off with this because it's shocking and unbelievable. Just shocking that, I write the headline that conservative commentator activist Charlie Kirk shot in the neck in Utah. He was speaking at Utah Valley University. I've never even heard of that school. I'm sure there's a gazillion schools I've never heard of. I haven't even heard of Orem, Utah. O-R-E-M, Orem, Utah. I've never heard of that my entire life. Anyway, it's a university there in Colorado. There was a big crowd there, a few thousand people. Charlie Kirk, very intelligent, conservative commentator, shot in the neck. And that was kind of one of the stories today, one of the big stories. And then just a few minutes ago, I'm just checking for updates. I mean, it's sickening. 31-year-old Charlie Kirk, married, 2 young daughters, has died from that shooting today. 31 years old. You can like Charlie Kirk. You can dislike him. You can say he's right up my alley. You can say I disagree with him politically. Hey, some things I like, he says, some things I don't. Whatever your view is, that all the political stuff doesn't matter at this point. the ideology, what he thinks and what you think, if you agree with him or disagree with him, everybody's got to be on the same page that this is unacceptable and just sickening and hard to digest, to be honest. Just getting shot in the neck was bad enough. I was like, keep this guy in your thoughts and prayers. This is terrible. And doesn't matter what you think politically one way or the other. But the fact that now he's died from this shooting is grotesque. It's awful. Just was shocking to me. Like I said, 31 years old. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx's age. He's just getting started. I texted him yesterday. You're just getting started, man. 31 years old, Charlie Kirk, married with two beautiful young daughters, beautiful young wife. No, it's terrible. I don't know. We need to change. We need to do better than this in the United States. This is beyond awful. I don't get it. This dividing political rhetoric from both sides is toxic. And then you get somebody who's off kilter, obviously, that's a little wacky and coupled with being a political zealot, because there's so much fuel for that. And this idiot goes and shoots Charlie Kirk when he's speaking at a university. That's the ultimate free speech. I remember going to LSU. Mario Brothers was Free Speech Alley every Tuesday by the Union.
Yeah, still there.
Every Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like from 1 o'clock or something like that.
Yep.
I mean, David Dork, that Nazi KKK loving idiot that no one likes unless you're a KKK Nazi loving idiot. He's allowed to speak there. Yeah, that's the beauty of America. That was America on steroids, Free Speech Alley at LSU. And no one's getting beat up, rocks thrown at them, fights, shot, none of that. No, I remember as a kid, I mean, I knew America, freedom of speech, but this was a place where you got to say it. And I would go to Free Speech Alley, especially like freshman, sophomore year. I was kind of enthralled by it. I was blown away by it, and would just sit back and watch all these different folks. And you get some folks like, damn, great point, so intelligent. And then you get, look at this idiot, look at this lunatic. What's their point? This person's crazy, whatever. You get all different sides, all different stuff, legitimate stuff, not so legitimate, left, right, hardcore, everything. It's a beautiful thing. And Charlie Kirk speaking at a university in front of thousands of young kids that are learning. They're, in between being kids and being full-blown adults. 18, you're an adult. You can get drafted. You can go to war. I get it. But when I was at college, it was, I'm learning to be an adult, basically. Even though I, quote, was one and I could vote or get drafted or any of that, and drink, all of that. No, it's just, it's deflating, it's deflating. And I'm just so sad for Charlie Kirk's family, friends, his parents, 31 years old. It's because somebody doesn't like what he's saying. They don't like his stance. They don't like his political ideology. They don't like that he's a major influencer, that he gets a lot of young people thinking his way. That's how the world works. It's an organic thing. Maybe some folks are born on first, second, third base, home run automatically. Some folks do it from the ground up. America's an organic thing. It works how it works. And this guy caught on because this guy, like him or not, had a very solid message that he believed in and was intelligent and was very articulate and could, throw that message out there and would welcome people to ask questions and debate back and forth, or add on if he agrees with them, even add more content to it. No, like him or not, there's something wrong with America when this happens. Liberal guy getting shot by a liberal, conservative guy getting shot by a liberal, conservative guy getting shot by a conservative. All that doesn't matter. Just the fact that somebody like Charlie Kirk doing what he does for a living, speaking at a university that invited him to speak there, got paid to speak there. It's what he does. and someone in the audience doesn't like what he's saying here in the United States of America and is going to shoot him and has killed him now. No, it's I don't know how I lead off with Junkett Cantrell with that story. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. We will shift gears. Joe Responti is going to join us in less than 5 minutes. Junkett Cantrell grounded, pleads not guilty. Yeah, grounded. Travel restrictions. Eastern District of Louisiana has to ask permission to travel in the United States. Had to relinquish, forfeit her passport. Trial date set for November 17th, 2025, like 2 months away, 8 weeks away. That won't happen. No way. There's going to be requests for extension from either the feds or the defense. The long, uncomfortable walk from the vehicle to the steps, up the steps into the federal courthouse. No flippant, belligerent LaToya Cantrell. Not the usual, the opposite. Has the long braids now, very solemn, didn't utter a word, didn't say a word in the courthouse, surrounded by a group like a buffer of people. No, all those folks need to be identified by the media. The media does its job. Seriously, like Times-Picayune should have that photo and everybody outlined with like a number and the number corresponding to who they are. Like, who are the people walking with the mayor up the steps at the federal courthouse? You want to know who those people are? They might be running for office one day. They might be very influential in elections right now. These are LaToya Cantrell's people. They need to be identified, the folks that were walking up the courthouse, kind of a buffer around her, protecting her from media, microphones, and cameras getting right up in her face. 766-9480. 766-9480. What are you waiting for? Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. It's September already. Maybe you're like, yeah, I'll get going when the fall comes. You know, me and the wife, me and the husband, we go out to eat, you know, when fall starts rolling, kids are in school. Get to Gallagher's 527. Lunch Tuesday through Friday, dinner Tuesday through Saturday. That means lunch tomorrow or Friday at Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. I was there last week. Gumbo to start, crab meat St. Francis appetizer. You've been hearing me talk about it. Go experience it. The single best crab meat appetizer maybe anywhere. So delicious. And then I got the lunch shish kebab, 4 big chunks of filet with bell peppers and onions and some green beans and sizzling in butter. Absolutely outstanding. Local fresh seafood, incredible service. Come as you are. I love it. If you go, you South Shore residents, it'll be a regular place for you. You'll be going every few months, every quarter, maybe monthly. I go a few times a month because it's that good. It's delicious. It's Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. No, I love it. You will too. What are you waiting for? You won't be disappointed. Not a lot of things in life someone can say you won't be disappointed. The opposite. You'll call me and be like, Corey, thanks for the tip. Gallagher's 527 was fantastic. Joe Responti joins us next.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Algiers, Gretna, Harvey, Terrytown, West Wego. We got you covered.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks for joining us on this wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Big story of the day. Locally, Mayor Junkett Cantrell pleading not guilty, at her arraignment. Nationally, conservative commentator activist Charlie Kirk shot in the neck in Utah earlier today, and about an hour ago, he passed away. He died, 31 years old. Just sickening. Something wrong in America when someone speaking at a college or university, anywhere, and someone doesn't like what that person says or what they said in the past and shoots them. Something wrong about that. Beyond unacceptable. All right, let's talk about the local story. Junkett Cantrell pleading not guilty. Grounded, though. Travel restrictions, just the way I was hoping they would go down. Not hoping like for personal reasons like justice. Eastern District of Louisiana, travel restricted to the Eastern District of Louisiana, has to ask the court if she wants to travel around the United States outside of the Eastern District of Louisiana, and had to forfeit her passport. 11 criminal counts. Court date set for November 17th, 2025, 8 weeks or so from now. I don't think that's going to happen. 9 weeks from now. Let's get all the answers from the guy that has all the answers, or at least a lot of the answers, and he knows what he's talking about. New Orleans attorney for decades and decades. He's on Fox 8 all the time, every Tuesday morning, and he let off their news at 4. He's going to lead off their news at 5. Joe Responti is with us again. What you say, Joe?
Hey, Corey, how you doing?
Doing well, man. Some things to remember of Joe through the years, folks. The feds work at their own speed, Corey. The feds work at their own speed. Joe, why isn't this indictment going down? Why the feds work at their own speed? Hey, Joe, have you ever seen something like this? In all my years, I've never seen co-conspirators indicted, and there is a politician, and it's obviously the mayor, mentioned in several indictments, and that public official isn't indicted as well. That's Joe Responsi over the last year or so. Just throwing that out there, Joe.
Well, thank you, Corey. Yeah, even a stop clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, that's
which today what happened, and they got me talking about it. I don't know whether they're going to ask me at 5, but today is not that big of a news day as far as that goes. I will just tell you what happened in court today is not anything special. Everybody that goes in there gets the charges read to them, gets told what their maximum penalties are. They usually always get a date very quickly because of the Speedy Trial Act rules.
Yep.
Which is, they're not going to have a trial in November for this. That's a given. And her passport was taken. That's very standard. And the deal about staying in the Eastern District, that is usually done too. Although I'm going to tell you, if she makes a halfway request to go somewhere, I mean, I can't imagine they would tell her no, but who knows? But she's going to have to jump through hoops to leave the 13 parish Eastern District of Louisiana.
Joe Responsi's with us. So the mayor pleads not guilty. That's fairly routine, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's 100% routine.
Oh, never at an arraignment does someone plead guilty?
No, if you're charged with a felony in federal court and you're standing in front of a federal magistrate, I don't think you're allowed to plead guilty.
You would have already worked a deal and pled guilty, and there would have been no arraignment?
Well, no, you first of all, to take a guilty plea, you got to be a federal judge, not a magistrate judge.
Gotcha.
So that's that. So yeah, you can climb into the weeds on all this stuff. Nothing, like I said, nothing big happened yet, but it's now is when all the fun begins.
You mentioned the November 17th court date, like 9 weeks from now. No shot that's going to be the day.
I don't think they're going to have it in 9 months. I think it's going to be longer than that. Because they're going to, just to give everybody a heads up, people are going to start having discovery where the government will have to present to her. I mean, they can do it a lot of ways. They're going to send you a bunch of things they may have, and Eddie Castaigne could ask for, we call it come to Jesus, where you come in and they sit down and they put on, there's what they're going to do. Maybe they won't. They say, we're not going to do that. We're not doing any of that. See you at trial. And I heard another commentator saying that, it's, this is time to do a plea deal. Well, maybe, but maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's time to get ready for trial. I'm just horrified that it's just such a given that people don't go to trial anymore, because a trial is there for a reason. And I think that LaToya Cantrell has a puncher's chance of getting out of this fix, and if she hadn't gone in front of that grand jury and lied, I thought you'd have a better.
I was going to say, we'll talk about that in a second. Wire fraud, conspiracy to obstruct justice. Maybe you're right, maybe not. But the lying to the feds, that's, I think, a grand slam. That's like Jim Brown lying to the FBI.
Well,
He went to jail.
Poor Jim Brown.
Yep.
He won the underlying charges.
Exactly.
But then
shouldn't have lied to the FBI. Would have gone home scot-free.
Yeah, 1001, whatever it is. And he got 6 months in jail. And I think I said this on your air already. I remember seeing Mark Morial the day he got convicted of that. I said, well, man, what'd you think? And he said, I think I'm never going to talk to an FBI agent, Joe. And I said, well, that's good advice. So anyway, but yeah, she in hindsight, I think she should realize, maybe she doesn't, that she should have not done anything except walk in, hand it out, and hand in her return, as it's called, and walk out the door. And that's it, but because that was all she would have been required to do. But she felt she needed to talk, and that, could be her demise.
Now, isn't this the time where the feds go to her and her attorney and say, let's work out a deal where you plead guilty?
Maybe, but that's an open-ended question until it's not. Usually, this is the time for you to start having discovery, for them to start saying, let me show you what we have. Let me show you why you're going to lose your case. And plus you just say, show me what you have. As a defendant, you have a right to see and confront your accusers. Remember that lovely language? Well,
sure.
That's what you're doing. Let's see what you have here. And at a certain point in time, after that, it's called a motion practice, where the defense and the government are going to file motion to eliminate it, keep certain things out. Other things you say, this is admissible, judge, I want to get a ruling on it now before. So you get a kind of a view as best you can. Believe me, nobody can ever predict the way a trial is going to go, but you get a feel for, well, this ain't getting in, and this is getting in. Okay, the judge said it would. And you have certain times you'll have rulings in the trial, objection, sustained, objection over, but sometimes you'll have things before is what I'm talking about. And once you get through maybe that's when you can say, hey, this trial ain't setting up very good for us, LaToya, or say, hey, we kept certain things out. The judge made some preliminary rulings, so hey, let's take our shot.
Right, but then at that point, Joe, that's when the feds would say, all right, we'll call you back tomorrow. Here's some, Farrell and Zahid or whatever, the boxer guy, Faoud or whatever, and the lady with the clothing purchases and all that, and then hey, we're gonna hit you up with some superseding indictments, and then you'll have less room to negotiate with us.
That's right. All those things are fair game. You can do a superseding indictment, and but that's like I said, it's a whole different animal. Okay, and I would tell you, and believe me, I have no idea. It could very well happen. But just by the nature of the way this thing played out and how long it's been and what they could have done quite easily in the initial indictment of her and didn't, you may not get a superseding. You could, but if I had to bet a chip, I'd say no superseding. They're going to go with what they got.
Wow.
Keep it simple and go. But,
even though Vappy got popped with the superseding, that I guess was just because it was part of Cantrell's deal.
Happy got popped with a superseding as a method by which to get, I think Vappy got popped with a superseding so that they could then join her in the superseding indictment and make sure that they kept the judge that they liked, which is, by all accounts, they do, Wendy Vitter. So, and tie them all together in one package there. So I think that's how that happened. But no one will ever admit to that, but that's just that's inside baseball there. I don't know anything. That's just me being spitballing. But to supersede again on her, I don't know. Corey, could happen. I mean, who knows? It could.
Hey, I keep butchering this guy's name. Is the last name Zeton? Is that guy?
Yeah.
Zeton, right?
I think I'm pretty sure he's on Team USA already.
Yeah, really? The guy with the fake stolen art and backing the mayor and arguably giving her things of value in a quid pro quo type of situation. You think he's on Team USA already?
Yeah. Now, whether or not his testimony impacts what they're doing, what they may have done, Corey, it appears to me, there's a lot of all that noise you were just speaking about. But what could happen is, and what did happen, I'm saying, is they kind of pared it down and kept it simple and clean about just their dealings with Vappy and then, of course, the grand jury charges. But, maybe none of that gets in. Maybe they don't go there. And if they try to go there, the defense is going to say, Judge, file a motion and eliminate it, keep it out, for instance, which what I was talking about a couple minutes ago. So we don't know what the trial's going to look like exactly.
If we even get to that.
Or if we get to that, right.
I don't think we're going to get to that, honestly. But,
so what? Well, I'll tell you this. I did calculate rudimentarily calculated her guidelines. And if she pleads versus if she goes to trial, if she pleads, she is right on the borderline of possibly being probatable, okay, with the federal sentencing guidelines, which has nothing to do with the maxims and all that stuff. But if she goes to trial and gets some, additional things like you lose the 3 points for accepting responsibility. And once again, I'm climbing in the weeds here for you. There's a lot more. If she goes to trial and loses, it's a lot more likely that she's going to go to jail than if she would enter a plea.
See, that just sort of sucks. So we'll talk about that after this break. But it's like Ray Nagin, 10 years, he serves 5. Walter Reed serves like half of his thing because of Corona, like Nagin. Irvin Mayfield serves 11 months, pilfering $1.3 million from the library system. When they plead guilty, they go to trial and they lose. They still get off easy. Anything less would be ridiculous. Coming right back with Joe Rispani.
Automotive complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The vibe of the Crescent City, Corey Johnson.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, sir.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
You know, Joe, there's somebody like in Angola for like a joint or something, and then these joker public officials, they commit major crimes. I mentioned that idiot Irvin Mayfield stealing from the most vulnerable. New Orleans inner city kids, steals $1.3 million from the library system and walks in 11 months. It goes to Pensacola for like 7 and then a halfway house for like 3 more months or so. It's like, if I talk to a lot of people on the street, you go to Pensacola for 7 months and then a New Orleans halfway house for 3.5 months and you walk with $1.3 million, I'll tell you what, the majority of the population would take that deal. So my point is, even when the whole process takes place, I mentioned Ray Nagin, I mentioned Walter Reed, they all get like a break. And it pisses off people that just want justice served for these criminals that we elected that was supposed to be civic-minded, not doing the opposite. And now, I'm not complaining to you, Joe. You're telling it like it is. I'm just saying the fact that a plea deal could have her not serve any jail time at all is sort of sickening.
Well, and once again, I really want to be clear on this. That's me doing some rudimentary calculating I you know, I didn't sit down and do the because I don't have the information. Okay, so I'm not going to do the exercise without the information. But I think I'm not that far off. And
agreed.
Because, but but once again, the stuff with the grand jury may reshuffle the deck on her.
I mean, I don't know what the feds would. Hey, you walk because you pled guilty and you're just a convicted felon. I don't see the win there. I don't. There's got to be some time in jail. It's a mayor. There has to be a message sent that you go to jail when you do this crap.
Well, listen, there's no, believe me, there's a thing called Rule 11, but it's still there. But it was like, oh no, we're not doing that anymore. The federal judges kind of didn't like that. Well, the deal used to be sometimes where a defense attorney and a prosecutor could come to an agreement on a plea and also say, Judge, we decided that the penalty should be X, and then they'd live with it. Now the federal judges are like, excuse me, we got appointed by the President of the United States for life. We're going to decide what the sentencing is, and only us. So you boys don't get to do that anymore. That's kind of the way it went. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, ultimately, her sentence is going to be up to one person, and that is Wendy Vitter.
Hey, Joe, as far as you're concerned, from a legal standpoint, nothing shocking here, from the guilty plea to the travel restrictions to the quick court date in 9 weeks. None of that is shocking, right?
No, that's just the way it always goes. It's not guilty plea. Like I said, she gets what she gets. Everybody gets their passport taken pretty much. Everybody has to answer to pretrial services, what it's called, and somebody's going to be monitoring her if she wants to leave. She's got to ask permission. So that is what it is. And then November, like I said, the November date, that's not going to happen.
When do you anticipate either her side or the feds asking for an extension and receiving it? How quickly will that go down?
Oh, I don't know. The next few weeks or something, they're going to file a joint continuance. Or somebody will file one and the other side will have no opposition. So it's going to happen.
And then just roughly speaking, how far does it usually get pushed back?
Oh, it depends. It depends on what the judge, wants to do. Probably just give you a number. 90 days later, that's just a guess.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 to 6 months, something like that.
Yeah, and it just depends what everybody, how they want to do it. And but at some point in time, everybody knows. Everybody's going to know what the real. There's going to be is this a good trial day? Is a term of art? Yeah, this one's good. It's going to go on this date. And many times the judge will say on the record to your face with the person transcribing it, I'm giving this date, and this is the date we are going to go, gentlemen. So be ready, and you better be ready. Better have your mouthpiece in and your eye black on, and either you're gonna go on that day, or you're gonna enter a plea, but you're not gonna kick the can down the road anymore. And I know, like I said, I know Wendy Vitter, and Wendy's pretty stringent with her dates, so she'll keep everybody in line.
How many times can you kick it down the road, generally speaking?
Forever. Ron Ziblich has got a case in state court. He's sitting in Darryl Durbany's old section right now. They got a 14-year-old murder and a 10-year-old murder, which I think is finally going to trial right now.
Wow.
So that's kind of the exception over there, and they're trying to do something, but there's no number of them. There's no set number.
Anything shock you by the walk today? Coming out of the vehicle, walking to the federal courthouse, the mayor had like a buffer of folks around her. I said, Joe, that the Times-Picayune or someone needs to have a photo and identify all the people in the photo that were supporting the mayor. They might be running for office or supporting someone running for office. You want to know who those people are. But did anything shock you? The mayor did not utter a word, was asked a lot of questions from the media. Some were like, a rumor circulating that her and Vappy got married, so that neither one can, be asked to testify against the other because they're married.
You guys are watching too much television.
I'm just a media member asked, are you married? And I was laughing because of why you're laughing. I was like, I heard that on social media.
That's all. And what happened today on the sidewalks of Poydras Street. I mean, they're talking about it here at the station. I'm sitting in between, I'm sitting at Channel 8 right now. And everybody's always excited to get it all on video and et cetera. But that's just all show business, whether she walks in the side door, the front door, whatever. I gave a continuing legal education with Clancy Dubus one time, and Clancy, I remember telling, and not that Clancy goes to trial or anything, but Clancy was saying, when you walk in and out of a courtroom, always smile if you're a defendant, because that could be the only file film they have on you. It's going to replay 100 times, so don't look like you're covering your face like you're guilty. So that was his take on that little perp walk situation. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's going to be what's going to happen in that courtroom or what they decide to do.
Joe Responti's with us for a few more minutes, talking about today's local story, the arraignment of Mayor LaToya Junkett Cantrell, pleading not guilty, travel restrictions to the Eastern District of Louisiana, had to relinquish or forfeit her passport. Court date set for about 9 weeks from now, November 17th of this year. But Joe Responti says that no shot, just what I was saying earlier, that'll be the case. It'll get an extension. The Vappy got his arraignment date pushed back to Friday. I guess I'm thinking just didn't want to, both be at the federal courthouse at the same time or near the same time.
I have no idea. I do know this, that thing that it's interesting. One point of that is that I don't know why he got pushed back, but she was told not to have contact with him, and he was told when he was originally indicted not to have contact with her. And what I thought was always interesting is that Harry Rosenberg stood up and said, "Oh no, Judge, he really wants her to be, around because they have such a good, close relationship." And I thought, isn't that undermining your defense of one of the charges was that, we just have a professional relationship? And no, so I didn't understand that. If you need to be with each other so much, then that sounds on its face like more than a professional relationship.
I guess that might be the only, I don't even know if it's shocking, but the thing that maybe stands out a little, no contact with Vappy. Is that surprising to you?
It's not surprising. I mean, they're co-defendants. Now, their attorneys can certainly speak to each other, and a lot of times I've been on cases with multiple defendants, and it's a really tricky deal as you enter into what they call a defense agreement, or it's got a couple other names, and you say, we're gonna work as a team now and kind of go over things and make sure we're all, if we got to go to trial together, we're going to be on the same page. But then, when one of those people decides to flip and go to Team USA, it's that kind of gets blown up. So it's a very tricky little deal.
No, and unlike a normal situation, unlike arguably an affair going down, at least what the feds are sort of insinuating, maybe the defense can't say, "Hey, this is the mayor's boyfriend. I can't help that y'all have indicted him too." They're going to see each other. They're going to talk to each other. You can't forbid them from seeing each other. They're in love with each other and they're boyfriend and girlfriend. That, I guess, would that fly in a regular situation with the court? And two, like what you're kind of saying, is it sort of implicating her if she does that?
Right. Yeah. Look, for whatever reason, this is what the federal magistrate said, and that's the rules, and they got to follow it. They got to abide by it. So
that's going to be, I mean, if they're in love and they're in a relationship, and that's going to be, I would think, very difficult to have no contact.
Oh, I disagree. No contact means no contact. You know what you find you're able to do when a federal judge tells you to do something, and if you don't, you go to jail.
Yeah,
Somehow
I hear
you figure out a way to do what the judge tells you.
I hear you, Joe. But we're also dealing with emotions of love, and coupled with the fact that it's this mayor who's can be pretty belligerent, flippant. Flippant would be a good word.
Well, I tell you what, that hasn't really served her too well.
Nope.
As of late.
No,
it hasn't served her well. So,
any final thoughts, Joe?
No, just let's tell everybody, just have a little patience. This is going to take a while. This will take a while.
Hey, you'll be coming up in about 15 minutes on Fox 8, right?
Yeah, old Fox 8. I think John Snell, Meg Gatto, and I are going to shoot a cut on this for a little bit. And then I'm heading to Mississippi, I think, tonight. So I'm trying to get out of Dodge. But they keep pulling me back in.
Tell those two I said hello. Tell Snell Johnson wants him back on the golf course. Tell Gatto she didn't outkick the coverage with her mate.
No, every time I see Travers, I always tell him he's overchicked.
Yep.
That's the way it is.
That's just
All
a
right,
fact.
boy. Good talking to you.
Always a pleasure, Joe. Thank you so much. That's Joe Responti, New Orleans attorney. You can check him out on Fox 8. I love what that guy does. Telling it like it is. Lots of great information. Rafael Goyeneche is going to join us in about 25 minutes during the 5 o'clock powwow. Rafael Goyeneche from the Metropolitan Crime Commission. Mayor Junkett Cantrell's arraignment taking place today. I'll fill you in on the details. Young's Dry Cleaning, taking care of you since 1940, New Orleans. Need a great dry cleaner? Tired of your dry cleaner? Simply want to experience the best in the business? 85 years of excellence. They'll take care of you like they take care of me. youngsdrycleaning.com. youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole-Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home, and right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
You can say anything you please about me, but don't say anything bad about Blue Boy.
Down, Blue Boy. Good buddy. You know, when Charlie Kirk got shot today, they have video of it. He kind of just reacted like he got grazed in the neck. And then I'm thinking, boy, you know, any shot of a bullet anywhere near your head or neck is dangerous. And Charlie Kirk passed away about an hour and a half ago. It's sickening, 31 years old. Right away when he got shot, I said, you're going to have some loony leftists saying, so you're telling me the president got his ear nicked and Charlie Kirk got a bullet grazing his neck and this wasn't set up. You already see a lot of folks on social media think the president's assassination attempt where he got shot in the ear is, they think it's a fake. Like someone could do that, could shoot a gun at a person, especially the president, and nick his ear. So that's already out there a little bit. And those people are just idiots and need to be dismissed. But on social media, you already have a lot of folks on each side, like on the left, saying like Charlie Kirk's rhetoric, had this happen. He's extreme. He promotes folks to get agitated and be violent. That's what you're getting from the hardcore left. And then on the hardcore right, you're getting, this is what the left media does. This is what they don't like. And it's a picture of Charlie Kirk and his wife and his 2 daughters in a photo. Like, I mean, just these generic things that are apolitical, like family. Conservatives don't have an edge over liberals on family. I have liberal friends and conservative friends, and they're a little hardcore for me, and I'm not as tight with them as I would normally be because of that. They think the other side, like ethics, integrity, morals, things of this nature, have something to do with if you're liberal or conservative. Like some of these hardcore leftists think conservatives don't have the same moral values, same ethics or integrity as they do. And some conservatives I know that are extreme think the left has an ethics or integrity or moral problem. Like politics have anything to do with that. It's just mind-blowing. And that's the problem. These extreme types make these judgments. The other side's evil. The other side's weak. The other side's racist. The other side's criminal. And then on a day like this, when everybody should just be together, you love Charlie Kirk, you don't like his political ideology, that's fine. But this is something that's unacceptable and a terrible tragedy, and it's sickening. And that's the thing that everybody needs to embrace. It's unacceptable. Keep Charlie Kirk's family and friends in your thoughts and prayers. This is tragic. But for the left to be saying he brought it upon himself, saw some idiot social media. I reposted it. Quinn Hillier had it posted. I reposted it on MSNBC saying that kind of thing, that Charlie Kirk brought it upon himself, essentially. Just terrible. I mean, the guy just got shot and now he's dead. And you're saying this kind of crap? No, Quinn's like, that guy should be suspended. I'm like, that guy should be fired. Never on MSNBC ever again. And then you've got the hardcore right posting on social media right now. The left media caused this. This is what they don't like. It's just all this divisive crap. Charlie Kirk just died. Show a little respect. Get off your extreme political, wagon for a second. Train, whatever, rocket ship. It's obnoxious. No, the political environment with these extreme political zealots on the left and right. No, something needs to change. Just this divisive political environment. It's sick. It's toxic. No, social media, for all its pluses, there's so much baggage and crap. This is a quote from me. I don't know how often I can say this. I think I have like 2 quotes in my life that I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's quotable. Social media is like a kazoo. Anyone can play. No talent required. No skill required. A kazoo's like humming. You didn't learn that on the piano, the guitar, the flute, the oboe, the tuba, nothing. No talent required. You didn't practice. You didn't learn the skill. You didn't practice and get real efficient. Damn, he's really good at the guitar. Listen to him play. No, it's social media. Bunch of hacks, not professionals. Anybody. And worse, hiding behind pseudonyms. Like a kazoo, anyone can play. And like a kazoo, the only person that wants to hear it is the idiot playing the kazoo. No one else wants to hear you playing the kazoo. No one. No, social media is just full of caustic, toxic crap. Charlie Kirk has died. Show a little respect on the extreme left and the extreme right. You know, that's another thing. Like, each side wants to blame the other. It's an equal deal. This political poison, it is equal on both sides. I can take a legal pad and draw a line. You want to bring up something that liberals do bad, I'll match it with something conservatives do bad. You want to come up with something conservatives do bad, I'll match it with liberals. Doing the exact same thing. The exact same thing. That's the thing about these extreme left and right. The only difference is the ideology. That's the only difference. The attacking, the divide and conquer, that mentality is the same on both sides, and it's sickening. No, today's a terrible day in America where someone is speaking at a university with a bunch of young kids, in between like adolescence, young adulthood, and full-blown adulthood, college environment. And because of what he's saying that day or what he's said historically, what he stands for, and Charlie Kirk, if you follow him a little bit, you're going to know exactly what he stands for. For him to go to a university and speak, and during that speech, some idiot in the audience shoots him, is way beyond unacceptable in America. I mean, I remember at LSU, I was talking about it in the beginning of the hour, Free Speech Alley at the Union every Tuesday. That was like when I was a freshman, sophomore at LSU, I was there almost every week listening to people. Wow, that guy's intelligent. I just learned something. Great points. Disagree, but great points. Boy, this guy's an idiot. This guy's a moron. David Dork's up there, KKK, Nazi crap. You get everything. Free speech. That's the strength of America. No one threw rocks at anyone. No one threw ink or dye or acid in someone's face or hosed them down or pulled out a gun or shot anyone. No one got beat up. Free Speech Alley. Everybody's welcome. That's the United States. Free speech. Everybody's welcome. Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck in Utah today and dies a few hours later. No, just sickening, man. Something wrong in America. That's Blue Boy. He's saying stick around. The 5 o'clock power hour is next. And guess who's joining us? Raphael Goyeneche from the Metropolitan Crime Commission. We'll get his take on Junkett Cantrell's arraignment today. I'll fill you in on all the details on the flip side. Down, Blue Boy. We got the 5 o'clock power hour to do. Stick around.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spot. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spot.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and
You'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it.
let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home, and right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
5 o'clock power hour is upon us. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. Wide Open Wednesday. 5 o'clock power hour brought to you by Treyen in Mandeville. I almost went there today for lunch, and then the day caught up with me, and I was like, I ordered Lebanon's Cafe to go instead. Now it's going to knock out some phone calls and get on the causeway. It's so easy. For me, it's like 30 minutes door to door from my house to Treyen in Mandeville. 25 minutes tops from Lakeside Shopping Center, the Treyen parking lot. Now I just get on the causeway. I put it on cruise control around 67 miles per hour, flop over in that right lane, and it's easy. No entrances or exits on the causeway. You can kind of zone out, listen to some music, make a phone call or two, knock out some business, go with a friend or girlfriend, boyfriend, another couple. It's easy. No, almost went to Treyen today for lunch. You North Shore folks, those Treyen lunch specials Tuesday through Friday are ridiculous. Huge portions. It's not Chinese food. It's Chinese cuisine. It's Treyen, about 20 different entrees to choose from. If you're an office manager and you're going to go get like Subway or some Chick-fil-A tray, don't go spend $8, $10, $12 at fast food when you can spend $10, $12 at Treyen, and everybody in the office is loving it. You got 10 people, it's going to run you about $100. You got 100 employees, about $1,000. Seriously, like right around $10 for those lunch specials, $10, $12. Treyen in Mandeville, outstanding. No, I almost went there today for lunch. But like I said, the day caught up with me, so I ordered Lebanon's Cafe to go. Pick that up, a to-go order from Lebanon's. I call, Carlina answers. Hey, Corey. Hey, Carlina. Same thing. Either I say yes or no. When it's yes, yes. Okay, see you in 20 minutes. Bye. I'm on the phone like 8 seconds. 20 minutes later, I'm picking up chicken shawarma, some tabbouleh, a fried football kibbe. Boy, we're lucky in New Orleans. So many great places to eat. I mentioned last hour, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. It's endless. Katie's in Mid-City, Francesca Deli. It's endless. It's endless. I had a Domalisi's fried shrimp po' boy on Saturday. I had that small shortstop roast beef po' boy, $6.42. That is the most ridiculous food item for the high quality it is. It's one of the better roast beef po' boys in the city, shortstops. The small roast beef is $6.42. I called back, said, can I speak to the owner? I said, dude, really? $6.42? He goes, too low, right? I said, yes. I go, it's ridiculous. He's like, yeah, I got a bunch of old timers that come here. I don't want to raise the price. They'll freak out if I go up like $1. They'll complain about it. It's like, man, that po' boy, you could charge $9.42, $10.42, $12.42. If that was $12.42, like double the price, I wouldn't be like, what the hell? That's crazy. I'd be like, that's what it's worth. $6.42 is exceptional. Maybe the single best food item in Metro New Orleans for the price. I can't think of anything that comes close to $6.42 for a small roast beef po' boy at shortstops. I can't think of anything value-wise that comes near that. Although tonight's steak night at Katie's pretty damn close. You get a big filet and some Katie's potatoes. You also get salad and an appetizer. And you get bread pudding dessert. So that's like a 5-course meal. And you get a cocktail or a glass of wine. $35. Make you want to holla. Seriously, $35. Steak night tonight at Katie's. It's endless, man. So much great food at great prices, great bargains. $35 5-course filet meal with a cocktail too, or a glass of wine, $35. That's crazy. Steak night tonight at Katie's in Mid-City. That's where I'll go for dinner, Corey. Junkett Cantrell arraigned today at the federal courthouse. That long, uncomfortable walk from the vehicle up onto the sidewalk to the steps, up the steps into the federal courthouse. Media surrounding, firing out questions. No response from the mayor. Very solemn. Not her usual flippant self at all. Had a bunch of folks surrounding her, almost buffering her. But the media still getting their cameras in. One media member tripped over a bench walking backwards. Lucky he wasn't hurt. No, Junkett Cantrell. Not a surprise at an arraignment pleading not guilty. Had to relinquish her passport. Had to forfeit her passport. Yeah, Junkett Cantrell grounded. No, you got to like that when the indictment involves travel with Vappy. And the obnoxious amount of junkets. It's like, finally, indictment or not, the obnoxious amount of junkets. I've been calling her Junkett Cantrell for years on the show. It's like, thank God her passport's, seized, that she had to forfeit it, relinquish her passport. Thank God. Thank God there's no more junkets on the city dime. It was friggin' obnoxious, lady. Obnoxious. No, that's the one blessing. I'm not gloating about the mayor's indictment or the walk and are all solemn. No, that's what you get for being belligerent and ridiculous like you have been for so many years, and just this attitude of not giving a crap. So, no, with all the junkets and the middle finger at the city and screw you, New Orleans, I'm going to Santa Barbara, California. I'm going to Dubai. I'm going to the French Riviera. Just obnoxious, man. No, it's nice that her travel is restricted to the Eastern District of Louisiana. That's 13 parishes in Metro New Orleans. You want to travel elsewhere, like elsewhere in the state or around the United States, you have to ask the court and tell them why. Exactly what I was thinking it should be, like where justice would be served. And that's exactly how it went down. So, no, happy about that. Happy about that. So yeah, travel restrictions to the Eastern District of Louisiana, has to asked to travel in the United States, had to forfeit the passport. No more international junkets, no more French Riviera. It's over with. No, pleads not guilty, released on her own recognizance. A court date's already set, 11 criminal counts: wire fraud, conspiracy to obstruct justice, lying to a federal grand jury. Court date is set for basically 9 weeks away. November 17th, 2025. 9 weeks this November. November 17th. Although what I said to start last hour, Joe Responti concurred, and it's not like I was saying anything that's incredible. That November 17th date to start the trial in 9 weeks will not happen. Both sides, or one side, will ask for an extension and the other side will gladly agree. So Joe Responti thinks so. I think so. But what I think really isn't all that relevant. Joe Responti's an expert on this. He does not think that trial date will be locked and loaded November 17th. There will be an extension. And he thinks, I'm like, it's 9 weeks away. He goes, it might be more than 9 months before that trial happens. LaToya Cantrell's mayor through January. One of the good things about today's arraignment, the rest of September, October, November, December, into January, the mayor can't go on any more junkets. And that's a blessing. She wants to go somewhere outside the Eastern District of Louisiana, has to make a request to the court. No contact with Jeffrey Vappy. No contact with her boyfriend, also indicted. His arraignment was scheduled for today, got pushed back to Friday. I'm guessing, his folks, the mayor's folks, were like, we don't need to go there the same day. No contact with Vappy. That's going to be interesting to see how the mayor handles that. Because you defy the court's order, you might get jailed. Mayor Junkett Cantrell grounded, pleads not guilty. No, so far, so good. Justice being served. One thing that was sort of sickening, Joe Responti mentioned, this is just his opinion. The feds could work out a plea deal with Junkett Cantrell where maybe she only gets probation and doesn't go to jail. I don't think that would be justice served. I don't think that would be fair. It sends out a crappy message that you can do what the mayor has done. And this indictment, I think, is limited. Like, there's more crap she's done with Randy Farrell, with the Zeton guy, with the clothing, lady buying the clothing and all that crap, probably kicking back money to the mayor. Who knows? So I think there's more things she can be indicted on. It just sends a crappy message. I mentioned Walter Reed, the DA in St. Tammany. He got out in a few years. Like, I think he served like a third of his sentence, like health issues, some BS like that. And then Ray Nagin, I think Corona crisis, got him out of jail early, like 5 years instead of 10. And then Irvin Mayfield's the poster boy for just getting away with it. The worst of the worst, the lowest scumbag possible. Steals from the most needy children in New Orleans, inner city kids that need the public library system. Stole $1.3 million and served 11 months, 7 in a country club prison in Pensacola, and like 3 months at a halfway house in Louisiana. I've said that the majority of the population, if you went to them and said, you go to Pensacola for 7 months, the country club jail, then you go to a halfway house in New Orleans for about 3.5 months. In 11 months, you're free and you walk with $1.3 million. The majority of the population would take that deal. Are you kidding me? So folks are like, man, justice not served with Ray Nagin or Walter Reed, especially Irvin Mayfield. Pays to be a criminal. It pays to be a white-collar criminal. So no, LaToya Cantrell potentially working a deal where no jail time, I don't think that would be right. I think LaToya Cantrell has to go to jail for a small amount of time for justice to truly be served, in my opinion. Corey Johnson with you, coming right back.
maintenance. Total maintenance king. TM-JC.com. No cool spots.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe.